What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tackle the dreaded GM check trailer wiring and service brake controller. Now, I've been having this issue for a handful of years now, and I've just dealt with it. Now it's gotten completely and utterly totally worse. So now what's happening is, if my truck is wet, if it's raining, if I just got it a wash, it doesn't matter. If it is wet, if it's super humid out, that message will come up intermittently going down the road when I'm connecting to trailers. You just go on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, and then everything will work on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, it took me about 2 hours to connect to our camper to find actually just even get trailer lights, as opposed to just having the trailer lights and the brakes working and everything. So on top of that, I'm also having an issue with my rear backup camera. When it is wet, it works flawlessly. If it's dry, nothing. So I'm thinking I have an issue with the wiring in the back of the truck. Now we're going to do something a little bit different than most people do. We're not going to load the parts cannon up and just throw a ton of money into this. I'm actually going to take the box off to make it a little bit easier for viewing and for diagnosing, and then we're going to look at everything. We're going to check everything out. We're going to check the brake controller from GM. We're going to check the trailer wiring module from GM. We're going to look at all of the wiring that's in the back of there. We're going to check, there is a box that's kind of like a transfer box, if you will, that all of the wiring connects to it, like your tail lights, your parking sensors, everything connects to this little box. It's basically kind of just like a one-way. That's the way that most vehicles are doing it nowadays. It's called a CAN bus connection. You can run only a set of wires to the back. One module controls everything in the rear. So we're going to pull that all off. We're going to check it all out, and we're going to see what's actually going on. I also have a plug in the box of my truck for fifth wheel / gooseneck hitches, and that is doing the same thing as my bumper. I can actually get that one to work better with the lights, but I can't get the brakes at all to work with that connection. The one on the bumper seems to work pretty good, but like I said, it's intermittently. We got to get this squared away. So without further ado, I'm going to pull this box off here and we'll start looking at it. Alright, now that that's off, I can already see I've got a handful of issues. Here's number one. So this is the peg that goes up to the fifth wheel 7-pin. It's missing a pin right here. So that's no good. This still looks pretty clean. And then here's another really big one. Now this is the wire harness for the actual truck itself. And we got a hole right there, right here at the top, and then right here down here at the bottom left hand side. So that's going to have to be replaced. Here's for the backup camera. That one looks pretty good. Can't get it to focus. There we go. That one looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. I did put dielectric grease in all these fittings a while back ago when I first started having issues a couple years ago, and it kind of just disappeared. So these all look good. So these are all full of dielectric grease. This pinout looks nice and clean, but we're going to pull it out just to make sure there isn't any cracks on it. Just take this bolt out right here and it should slide right out. So we'll double check that, make sure it has any cracks in here. This, I believe, was part of a brake controller, because that is definitely aftermarket. We'll probably get rid of that. And then I want to double check these as well. So this is your actual brake controller right here. We'll pull this connection off. And we're going to clean everything all out. And then here, right here, let's see if we get a good picture of it. Alright, this right here is all of the lighting for your trailers. So, alright, cool. Well, I'm going to pull all of these modules out. I'm going to clean this all up. Oh, I did find one other thing. Right here. I don't like this. This is actually going to that wire harness that had the broken pin right here. It looks good. but I'm gonna pull it all out here. It looks pinched right there. All the wires look good, but I want to double check. Another thing, this was nice and clean when I pulled that out. So I'm gonna pull these modules out and see what it looks like. All right, now you don't have to take these bolts all the way out. You just have to make them loose. See if I can focus this thing on it. There we go. However, this one got really hot and you can tell that it's been rusted in there pretty well. This one is just spinning right on the back side of this. I'll show you. So I'm gonna leave that one in. I think what I can do is push this out. So really all you have to do is just loosen these up, push it to the frame, and it comes right out. So I'll see if I can get it out there. If not, then we'll just leave that bolt the way it is and we'll clean everything from there. Okay, so that took me a minute to figure out how to unlock this thing. You just take this one, push it in, the whole thing just pops right out just like that. Don't lose this gasket. And then just make sure all the pins look good. They're a little bit dirty, but that's just from the dirt I pulled out. And this still looks good, but we'll clean this all off. We'll blow it all out and make sure it's clean. All right, it's actually a 9mm now, but exercise is extreme caution, especially when you hear this. So that's no lubrication whatsoever. That's just rust fighting each other. You don't want to snap the bolt or break that insert. All right, as an executive decision, I am not going to take this bolt out because I just can't get in there without breaking it. And to be honest with you, this thing is pretty rusty. I'm not even sure if this mount's going to hold on me hammering it. So it's pretty beat down. It's in between a 5/16 and a 9mm, so it's pretty worn down. Either way, we'll take this off right here. See if I can get a good shot of it. Just got to take this off. You just got to pinch this clamp right here and pull it right up. Well, that took some time off of this thing. It's gonna be faster now. Everything's all cleaned off. So let's look at these modules here. All right, module 1 looks pretty good. Looks clean. There's supposed to be a tab here. I accidentally broke it off, just kind of playing with it. So let's see if I can get this thing out of here. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get it out of here. This thing's pretty rusted. I did clean it all up on the inside. There isn't a ton of stuff in there. It was just a little bit of dirt here and there. So I'll blow this out and we'll look at the other one. This one also looks to be in really good shape, so I don't think there's any reason to believe that it's bad. So that's just dirty. So clean this all up. We'll move on. I did notice that I'm missing a screw here, so I'm gonna throw one in there. I think I can find one that'll fit it. And then this one isn't gonna turn, so we'll just use this as kind of a peg. But we'll clean this all up. Alright, brake controller looks pretty good. I'm wondering if these are supposed to ground out to the frame. I feel like they do, just because they're kind of flush like that. So I'm going to clean that part of the frame up. I do want to paint a little bit of it so it's not so rusty, but I'm going to sand off kind of where these go so we don't already paint. Alright, let's go look at the third one. Alright, so this one looks nice and good and clean. Doesn't on video, but this one's nice and good and clean. This is a wheel speed sensor. I'm not having any issues there. I did pull it apart and double check. I don't have any issues with that. That's all completely nice and dry. I'm not positive what this is. Pulled this all apart. This also is nice and dry. So I don't think those are issues. I did look at these. All these wires look crimped. I believe this is all factory because each wire is crimped just like that. This is the only thing in question. However, it doesn't look like that's burned. This is just kind of rust right on top. So I'm able to peel some of it off. So I'm going to rewrap all this. And because this sits right here, and it's kind of a tight spot, I'm going to put some wire loom on there. I'm going to make these wires really tight and put some actual plastic loom over there. And we'll see how it goes. Alright, now that we got this on, that was kind of a pain. I wasn't able to find a GM one, but that's okay. We got a Kurt one. Kurt's pretty good in the towing industry. So all I did was just trace these out. I just took one end on the factory connector and then took it off. Found the one in here and then went around the thing. So what I did was, you can see that I got a missing thing right here. I just started here on the right hand side and I just kept going all the way around until I was all done. So I'm going to tape this all up, we'll wire loom that, and then we'll move into the box one. Alright, these are actually really simple. You just take these 4 bolts on each one. Those are quarter inch bolts. And then once we get that, you can see there's a cable that goes all the way up in there. Let's see if I can get a good view of it all the way up in there. There you go. So once you get those out, basically you're going to pull it out and disconnect that. And then we'll pull this whole thing out. If it was in the truck, it's not that simple, but since how we got the box off, we'll do it with the box right off. Alright, just take this off, just pinch this, pull it right out. It's probably going to be pretty difficult, seeing how it's, oh, maybe it won't be that difficult. Alright, just like that. So this end actually looks pretty good, but we got a new one anyways. Let's see if we can get this focused. It doesn't look like there's any corrosion or anything like that in there. Same with the female end of that. So either way, we got a whole new one. Make sure you're a little careful with these. I broke those out, so I'm going to get these off camera. I'm going to get those bolts right out. Alright, here's the new kit. Comes with everything you need here. It's nice and easy. And this is the hardest part right here, is feeding this up through your box. And just simply because I got it up in the air, I'm going to have to reach my whole hand all the way through it, but it's not too difficult if you got long arms. Either way, let's push this through. Alright, I'm just going to shove it actually in the hole. I was going to pull it all the way out here, but this connector seems to actually be just a little bit bigger than the hole, so a little bit different. So I'm just going to do it in there, clip her in, we're good to go. Brand new 7-way, and we're good to go. That's right in the box. Show the overall view in my dirty box. Perfect. Alright, now if you're installing this brand new and you just put this in and wonder where these go, so this end right here, the female side, will actually go to the 7-way pin out on your bumper, and then this will go to the factory wire harness for the truck that you pulled out of the bumper. And that's that. Nice and easy. Finished product. So I did scratch it up with a little paint, or hit it up with a little bit of paint. Put all new wire loom in there. Got one zip tie to cut. That's no big deal. Put all new wire loom. Perfect. I'm going to finish this wire loom once the box is on. And like I said before, I don't have to take the box off. I just did it for ease of videoing and to check everything. I wanted to make sure that all of these modules that you use, these one and that one right there, are all good to go. So let's get this box back on. All right, now moment of truth. I got everything all in. We tested it. Everything is all working nice and pretty. I just left the car wash. As you can see, we're still a little bit wet. Not a big deal. Dry when I get home. I got the wires pretty wet when I was actually in the car wash. So I'm hoping that when we get back, we'll be able to hook up to every single one of my trailers, and everything should be working perfectly fine. So they were all working beforehand. Let's get tested. There we go. Everything is working. And then we got the trailer brakes that are on. Let's go kick on the hazard lights. That should give us both our brake and our left and right turn signals. We'll test a couple different trailers, so it's not even that big of a deal. But it does appear that the other trailer brakes are working. There we go. That's exactly what we want to see. Awesome. Good deal. I like it. Alright, now this is the factory one, so let's take that out. If we can do this one-handed. And we'll plug it into this one. There we go. Same deal, everything is on. Good deal, I like it. Let's check the truck. Trailer connected. What we want to see, and we got brakes still. Perfect, good deal. I think we are all set, guys. So I checked 3 out of the 4 of my trailers. All 3 of those trailers have trailer brakes. The one that I didn't check is a 4-pin, and it doesn't have any trailer brakes. So we are all good to go. I still got a backup camera issue, but I'll tackle that on a different date. And make sure if you like this type of content, hit that subscribe button and definitely give it a like. It definitely helps the channel out a ton. I'll leave a link in the description to all the parts I use, and of course all of the tools that I use. And it's not too difficult a job. Like I said, I took the box off just simply to make it easier for me to video and to kind of check and see how everything's going, but you can do everything underneath the truck. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Deuces.